Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for 57 Seconds. It's a movie starring Josh Hutcherson and Morgan Freeman. And essentially the story is that a blogger finds a ring that can take him back in time up to 57 seconds at a time, and he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder because of just life circumstances, but he's a likable guy because it's Josh Hutcherson. So it also has the story quality and villain competency of Clockstoppers, which I think is actually a better movie because it leans into the hey, this is a movie for kids that adults can still enjoy, whereas this one seems to be pushing on the this is an adult movie, with adult problems and circumstances, but then it has the villain competency and overall story quality of Clockstoppers. I didn't really quite get there. It's also the least Groundhog Day movie of any Groundhog Day movie I've seen. Yes, he can only go back in time 57 seconds, but just the amount of story that focused on that actual aspect of it versus the other things that he was trying to accomplish, it honestly just seemed almost more of an afterthought. They probably could have done a lot of this movie without that gimmick and still had the overall same storyline. I like when a movie about the thing is about the thing, like Next, where he can see 2 minutes into the future. It's sort of like that, but it's much, much better in Next. Not least because I'm a Nicolas Cage and Jessica Biel fan. But I'm also a Josh Hutcherson fan and Morgan Freeman fan, so But I think part of what I didn't like about this movie is that there was no chemistry between him and Jayla / the Lovey Simone, I think is her name. No chemistry whatsoever. I kind of wonder if there was some other reason that she was cast, but their relationship just felt so forced, and the writing did not make me believe for 1 second that they would jump to the levels that they did. And to be honest with you, it kind of felt like, with the movie Big, it's a 1980s kid comedy movie, so you can forgive some of the weird jumps. That weird jump that happened from when he was I'm just a big kid having fun playing with these toys, this is awesome, to the next scene being I'm so bogged down with all these corporate responsibilities and testing and have to ignore all my friends because there's the job now and so much adulting. And you're was there a whole really long montage or big old section cut out? Because that was a quick transition between those two parts of the movie. And you can forgive that because it was a 1980s kid-centric movie. This one, not 1980s, made this year, last year, somewhere around there, and more of an adult-centered audience, and yet they still had kind of that it's a fun time to now I'm in the corporate thing and I'm working for him and I got all these toys and I'm doing all these things and blah, blah, blah. I feel like you cut some stuff out to make that a believable transition, because I didn't believe it for a second. It also felt like throughout this whole movie, there was going to be some big reveal. There wasn't. There wasn't a big reveal. There was a minor reveal that you're oh, I kind of got that from the beginning, but all right. I thought this was going to be a thing, and it's not. So, if you really like Groundhog Day movies, A, go watch other ones because there's better ones. But B, it's got Morgan Freeman is always awesome. It's got Josh Hutcherson, who always brings his A game. But the story of this is just kind of lacking, and meh is what I'd give. I'd say that if you really want one of those type of movies, you can probably have this one on in the background. But I wouldn't overall recommend this movie. It just doesn't quite reach the levels of worth your time. So that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye!